Today, we're going to demystify the fundamentals of networking. You know, the technology that connects our entire digital world. So let's jump right in. I mean, have you ever really stopped to think about it? It's a process that happens billions of times a second. But how does it actually work? Every single time you send an email, stream a show, or hop on a video call, you're using a network. And by the end of this, you'll know exactly what's going on behind the screen.
So here's our game plan. We'll start with what a network even is, then we'll meet the core devices that make it all run. We'll follow a piece of data on its journey across the internet, touch on some essential security, and then we'll wrap up with what comes next.
First up, our connected world. You know, it feels incredibly complex, but the main idea behind it all is surprisingly simple. And to really get it, let's think of all of networking as just a massive, global postal system. Trust me, this one analogy is the key to understanding how everything connects and communicates.
So at its very core, a network is just a group of connected devices that need to share things. These devices, your computer, your phone, a server somewhere, they're often called nodes, and their entire purpose is just to exchange data and resources with each other.
And this is where that postal analogy really clicks. If a device is a house, then the data it sends is like a letter. And just like every house needs a unique street address to get mail, well, every single device on a network has an IP address. It's the specific identifier that tells the network exactly where to deliver everything. Now, the network you use the most is probably a LAN, which stands for Local Area Network. Just think of your Wi-Fi at home or the network in your office. It's just all the devices in one single physical location, all connected and talking to one another.
So, if our network is a postal system, who are the workers? Let's meet the core pieces of hardware, the network workers, that sort and deliver all that digital mail. There are three main workers you gotta know. First, the router. This is like the main post office. It directs traffic between different networks, connecting your home to the huge global internet. Then there's the switch. This is more like the local mail carrier, connecting all the devices inside your home or office. And finally, the access point. That's the thing that provides the Wi-Fi, letting wireless devices join the conversation.
Now, you're probably thinking, wait, I only have one box from my internet provider, not three. And you are totally right. Most of the devices we have at home are actually a convenient combination of a router, a switch, and a Wi-Fi access point all built into one handy unit. Okay, so we've met the network workers. Now, let's follow the data itself. Because for information to get from point A to point B reliably, it has to follow a very clear set of rules, the rules of the road. The first rule is that data doesn't travel in one giant piece. Nope. Instead, your email or that video you're watching is broken down into tiny little chunks called packets. It's kind of like sending a book one page at a time. Why? Well, think about it. If one page gets lost, you only need to resend that single page, not the whole book. It's a much more efficient and reliable way to move information.
So, let's trace the journey. It all starts when you type a website into your browser. First, your computer needs the site's street address, right? So it asks a service called DNS to look up the correct IP address. Second, your request is broken down into all those little packets. Third, your router sends those packets flying across the internet to their destination. And finally, the website server gets the message and sends its own packets back to you, which your browser quickly puts back together into the web page you see. It's amazing.
This whole process relies on two key players working in the background. First is DNS, the domain name system. It's basically the internet's giant address book, translating human-friendly names like Google.com into the IP addresses networks actually use. And then there's DHCP, the Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. This is the thing that automatically gives your phone an IP address the second it joins a new Wi-Fi network, so you don't have to.
Okay, now that we understand how data moves, let's talk about how to protect it. It's simple, really. Just like you lock the front door to your house, you need to secure your digital home. And you can seriously boost your security with just 3 simple steps. Number 1, change the default admin password on your router, please. 2, make sure your Wi-Fi uses modern, strong encryption. That means looking for a setting called WPA2 or the even newer WPA3. This scrambles your data so others can't snoop on it. And 3, create a separate guest network. This keeps visitors and smart devices off of your main network, protecting your personal computers and data.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground really fast, so let's just lock in the 3 most important takeaways from all of this.
First, networks simply exist to connect devices so they can share data. That's it. Second, the key hardware is routers to connect different networks and switches to connect devices on your local network. And third, all this communication is governed by protocols, those essential rules of the road like IP, DNS, and DHCP that make sure everything just works.
And there you have it. You now have a solid foundation in how our digital world is connected. You know the core components, the key players, and the rules they all follow. So the only question left is, now that you know the rules of the road, what will you explore next?